Mongolia. Once part of the Soviet Union, Mongolia is now an independent republic, sandwiched between Russia and China. It is the size of Spain and France put together, with a population of 2.4 million people. Mongolia's climate is extreme. Temperatures commonly range from 40 degrees Celsius or 105 degrees Fahrenheit in summer, down to minus 45 degrees Celsius or minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the depths of winter. Traditionally, Mongolians are a semi-nomadic people, grazing their herds of sheep, goats and yak over the vast expanse of the Mongolian steppes. In 1990, Mongolia gained its independence from the Soviet Union. Now, over a decade later, it is still struggling to make the shift to a market economy. Just 64% of children complete their primary education. 40% of children under 5 are malnourished. 38% of the population live below the poverty line. ADRA Mongolia started work in 1994 and currently operates 5 programs: education, health, disaster preparedness, food security and micro-enterprise. In 1998, 48% of children aged 0 to 15 were identified as living in unemployed, poor or very poor families. Children such as these are prone to drop out of school, so ADRA Mongolia runs a series of programs aimed at keeping these kids in education. In selected areas, we operate kindergarten schools for ultra-poor children. Each year, about 800 children aged between 9 and 14 are reintegrated into mainstream education through our 9 tutoring centres. Running parallel to this is an education centre for the mentally handicapped. We offer literacy and skills training like this one that teaches sorely needed woodworking skills to 15 to 19-year-olds. Our newest and most innovative program has been taking at-risk kids on an 8-day youth adventure camp where they are taken out of their comfort zones and helped to make life-changing decisions. At this crucial period in their development, Mongolian adolescents are faced with making choices that will not only affect their lives, but also the future of the nation as a whole. Improving the standard of health has been a challenge for ADRA Mongolia. Harmful Western influences like smoking have been spreading, so beginning in the capital city of Ulaanbaatar and then spreading out to the rest of the country, ADRA Mongolia has started programs to encourage healthy living. This has included tobacco cessation programs and school art competitions. In 1999, doctors and nurses in rural provinces were offered training courses to improve their primary health care and especially child health care. More recently, a 2-year project for strengthening the national immunisation program has trained medical staff throughout Mongolia in best immunisation practices. Hot summers and cold winters are normal in Mongolia, but some years are worse than others. The worst ones are called zuds, years where there is a summer drought followed by a particularly vicious winter, causing the deaths of millions of animals. After the national herd was privatised, it became the duty of every herder to prepare for zuds. Many failed to do this adequately, and after 8 good years, zuds struck 3 years in a row with devastating results. Over 10 million animals have died, forcing many herders off the land and reducing many more to abject poverty. ADRA Mongolia runs a Food for Work program to help mitigate the effect of the zuds and to benefit the community at the same time. For example, this stadium, being built in the province of Zavkhan, will become a valuable local meeting place. ADRA Mongolia has supported many thousands of families during this time, but is now focusing on an integrated rehabilitation program with a heavy emphasis on disaster preparedness. This includes restoring wells, creating hay banks, re-establishing old irrigation systems, improving herd and pasture management, and initiating alternative sources of income. With an average of 260 days of sunshine each year, fertile soil, plenty of animal manure, high unemployment and good water supplies, all that Mongolia needed was some seed and training to start gardening. Once grown only on a few collective farms, vegetables are now produced by thousands of families across Mongolia. As well as supplying wholesome nutrients, they are sold to supplement the income of many families. Every year, ADRA Mongolia imports at least one shipping container of seed to distribute to the increasing number of families now making their living from growing vegetables. ADRA Mongolia also provides cooking lessons, practical demonstrations on how to prepare and store the vegetables that have been harvested. With ADRA Mongolia now teaching seed generation, it is envisaged that sustainability will be accomplished in the near future. Unable to come up with sufficient collateral to qualify for a bank loan, thousands of families have been driven from herding by the recent ZUDs. Through ADRA Mongolia, these families can now do a 3-month business training session and qualify for a loan to set up their own small business. This new program will meet the needs of 480 families in Zavkhan, the province most affected by the drought disaster. Thanks to your generous support, ADRA Mongolia is able to provide these vital development and relief programs. However, we continue to face a number of massive challenges, including overgrazing, poverty, unemployment, and alcoholism. The ongoing question we must ask is, how can we help? The solution must come from the communities we are working with. ADRA Mongolia is committed to listening and cooperation so that together we can achieve sustainable long-term solutions.